For over a century, John Deere has been synonymous with American agricultural prowess. Its iconic green and yellow machinery symbolizes farming ingenuity and reliability worldwide. These machines tilled the vast American plains, making the nation a global breadbasket. Generations of farmers trusted Deere, seeing it as part of their commitment to the land. Starting with a steel plow in 1837, John Deere revolutionized farming. From humble beginnings, it grew into a global corporation, pushing farm technology boundaries. John Deere solidified its market leader position into the 21st century. Its commitment to research and development set industry benchmarks. John Deere's story reminds us that no institution is immune to change. In recent decades, Mexico has steadily transformed itself into a formidable manufacturing hub, attracting significant foreign investment. This ascent is not merely a tale of lower wage bills, it is a more complex narrative of deliberate industrial policy, geographical good fortune, and a growing sophistication in its manufacturing capabilities. The country has diligently worked to create an environment conducive to large-scale industrial operations, moving beyond simple assembly plants to more complex and integrated manufacturing ecosystems. One of Mexico's most significant inherent advantages is its extensive shared border with the United States, the world's largest consumer market. This proximity offers substantial benefits in terms of logistics, reducing both transportation costs and delivery lead times compared to manufacturing bases in distant Asia or Europe. Furthermore, Mexico's integration into the North American economy has been significantly bolstered by comprehensive trade agreements, most notably the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement. Beyond favorable trade terms and location, Mexico has also made strides in developing a skilled and adaptable workforce alongside critical industrial infrastructure. This confluence of factors has collectively turned Mexico into an industrial magnet, drawing in manufacturers from a diverse range of sectors, including automotive, aerospace, electronics, and now, significantly, agricultural equipment. It is crucial to understand that the narrative of Mexico outpacing John Deere is not one of a rival Mexican tractor company suddenly emerging to dominate the market. Rather, it reflects a scenario where Mexico, as a manufacturing location, has become so strategically advantageous that an American industrial icon like John Deere has itself made the calculated decision to shift significant portions of its production south of the border. John Deere's announcements in early 2024 regarding the expansion of its manufacturing operations in Mexico marked a significant strategic pivot. This move, involving the transfer of certain production lines and the subsequent impact on its American workforce, naturally sent ripples of concern through its traditional manufacturing strongholds in the American Midwest. Ultimately, John Deere's decision to enhance its manufacturing footprint in Mexico is driven by the fundamental corporate need to maintain global competitiveness and ensure long-term viability. A primary component of Mexico's allure for manufacturers like John Deere undoubtedly lies in its more competitive labor costs when compared directly to those in the United States. While wages in Mexico have been rising, they still offer significant savings for labor-intensive manufacturing processes. Beyond labor, Mexico has made substantial investments in its logistical infrastructure, a critical factor for any export-oriented manufacturing operation. Modernized ports on both its Pacific and Gulf coasts, an expanding network of highways and increasingly efficient rail links facilitate the smooth movement of raw materials and finished goods. Another crucial aspect of Mexico's growing manufacturing prowess is the development of sophisticated supplier ecosystems and specialized service networks. Over years of attracting foreign manufacturers, particularly in sectors like automotive, a deep and diverse base of local and international component suppliers has emerged. Consequently, Mexico now offers a multifaceted value proposition to global manufacturers, making it an increasingly attractive alternative to higher-cost locations in North America and Europe. Multinational corporations like John Deere face complex decisions due to volatile international trade policies from Washington. Tariffs introduce uncertainty and risk into global supply chains. The U.S. uses tariffs to pursue economic and political goals, creating unpredictability for businesses. In September 2024, Trump threatened a 200% tariff on John Deere's Mexican imports. Protectionist tariffs aim to safeguard jobs but can have downsides. Economists warn tariffs can increase costs and contribute to inflation. Companies like John Deere must balance lower production costs in Mexico against trade risks and policy shifts. The strategic decisions made in corporate boardrooms regarding production locations invariably have profound and immediate consequences for the workforce. In the case of John Deere's expansion in Mexico, this translated directly into job losses for American employees, with the company announcing layoffs affecting hundreds of workers in states like Illinois and Iowa, traditional heartlands of its manufacturing operations. The impact extends beyond individual workers to the wider communities that have long been anchored by these manufacturing plants. For generations, towns across the American Midwest have built their economies and identities around major industrial employers like John Deere. The departure of production lines or the closure of facilities can trigger a cascade of negative effects, from reduced local tax revenues and declining small business activity to a more general sense of economic malaise and uncertainty. Understandably, such developments often lead to feelings of frustration and sometimes betrayal among the affected workers and their representative unions. This human dimension is an indispensable part of the narrative surrounding global manufacturing shifts, highlighting the often painful trade-offs involved in the pursuit of economic efficiency and global competitiveness. John Deere's strategic maneuvers, including its increased investment in Mexican production, are occurring against a backdrop of significant financial headwinds and market challenges. The company reported a notable slump in sales and a decline in profits in the first quarter of fiscal year 2025, reflecting a broader slowdown in the global demand for agricultural machinery. In response to these challenging market conditions, Deere has been actively working to align its production output with the reduced global demand. This has involved cutting back on the manufacturing of tractors and combines, as well as reducing production in its construction and forestry divisions. By leveraging Mexico's advantages in terms of labor costs and proximity to the U.S. market, the company aims to strengthen its financial position and better weather the current market storm. This careful messaging reflects the delicate tightrope that multinational corporations must walk, balancing the economic imperatives of global competition with the social and political expectations in their home countries. For the United States, the immediate consequence of manufacturing shifts like John Deere's move to Mexico is often felt in the form of job losses within specific sectors and geographical regions. This can exacerbate concerns about deindustrialization and the erosion of the nation's manufacturing base, fueling political debates about trade policy and the future of American industry. However, the American economy is a dynamic and adaptive entity. Over the longer term, such shifts can also spur adjustments, encouraging a greater focus on higher-value manufacturing, advanced research and development, and the expansion of the service sector. For Mexico, the influx of manufacturing investment from companies like John Deere presents a significant economic opportunity. It directly translates into job creation, often providing higher-skilled and better-paying employment than might otherwise be available. This trend significantly strengthens Mexico's position as a key player within the integrated North American supply chain and as an increasingly important manufacturing hub on the global stage. The strategic decisions undertaken by companies like John Deere, involving a recalibration of their manufacturing footprints, are indicative of broader shifts in the choreography of global trade and production. We are witnessing a growing emphasis on nearshoring and friendshoring as corporations reevaluate the vulnerabilities exposed by long, complex, and sometimes fragile global supply chains. Proximity to key markets, geopolitical alignment, and supply chain resilience are increasingly weighing heavily in boardroom discussions alongside traditional cost considerations. The John Deere and Mexico narrative serves as a compelling case study, a microcosm reflecting these larger transformations in global economic strategy. It illustrates how established industrial giants are adapting to a world where the calculus of manufacturing location is becoming more nuanced and multifaceted. This intricate dance requires agility and foresight from corporate leaders. Governments worldwide are increasingly employing a range of policy tools, from tariffs and subsidies to regulatory frameworks and investment incentives, in an effort to influence corporate decision-making and bolster domestic industries. Ultimately, the story of John Deere's engagement with Mexico underscores the paramount importance of adaptability for both corporations and nations in the 21st century.